Good evening, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, making a training coaching video here for everybody. As you can see, and we talk about this every day at Mission Winners, we always frame up the big picture markets before we look at the individual stocks. The M in Mission Winners stands for the markets. Markets are very important. We have to get in line with them, we don't argue with them, and we wait for triggers. So here's the spiders. This is a daily chart, and you can see it's been kind of choppy here. I mean, it goes up a little bit, and then they take it right back down. Then it starts to lift up again a little bit, but it's a little loose and choppy, all right? And I think you can see why. Now let's compare and contrast. Here's the NASDAQ comp. It's a little loose and choppy too. However, it's been finding some decent support at the rising 21-day, which is the blue moving average. I'm gonna go back here and show you this. Here's the spiders, all right? And we're gonna take it a step further here real quick. And we're gonna take a look at SSO and QLD. So here's SSO, and you can see it's been chopping around. I mean, it starts to go up and then it reverses and it drops. It can be very frustrating. We could sit there and if you force trades, force buys, it can be bad for us financially, but also bad for us mentally. I was an IBD meetup co-leader for years, and I used to tell this to the audience almost darn near every month. There are two types of capital in the markets. There's financial capital and there's mental capital. Got to do what we can to protect both financial and mental capital. It gets chewed up like this, it'll start causing us to miss opportunities because we become afraid. So there's SSO, a little choppier here, all right, down to the 50-day, down to the 50-day. Here's QLD. What do you notice right away? I said this before. Here's SSO touching near the 50-day, touching the 50-day, choppy, whipping around. Here's QLD. Now it's choppy, but note this. Approaches the 50-day but doesn't touch it. Support at the rising 21-day. What is that telling us? That the NASDAQ 100 is outperforming the market. I need to share this with you. I don't frame up the Dow because the Dow, most people don't know this, it's only 30 stocks, it's price weighted, it's really not relevant. We like to look at the S&P 500 and we like to look at the NASDAQ 100, and I love to do it with QLD because this is something we really lean on. So now we framed up and said, well, the action started to improve a little bit several days ago. How are the stocks doing? Well, here we go. Here's Apple. It's been chopping around a little bit, started to lift up, but then finally got a lift here just recently, 4 days ago, folks. And look at that volume pickup. People talk with their mouths and they vote with their pocketbooks. Let's look at another one here. Advanced Micro Devices has been chopping around, but look at where it picked up here. Clean and simple base. Look at the igniting bar right here on a volume pickup. Wait for it. The market improved, and this is basically, it's a New York stock, but it's growth oriented, so it's really relevant to NASDAQ price action. And you can see what it's done. Here we go. But we waited for it. We didn't get all chewed up in all this other crud. Here's Amazon. Amazon chopping around, started to pick up yesterday. Volume wasn't that heavy, but it was a pickup. It was a telltale sign, right? And then today, gaps up and follows through. Now there's resistance here. It will be nice to see this go through that, okay? But you can see, again, here's Amazon. Basing pushes through. Here's the spiders. They're just kind of chopping around, right? Not a lot of conviction with it. You see the difference? And then, again, compare and contrast, and you go, yeah, but the NASDAQ's doing pretty dang good. I'm in agreement. Let's continue onwards. Here's Salesforce.com. Just basing, and we avoid all this crud, okay? And then it starts to pick up, and look at the volume pickup on this bar when it pushes through clean and simple tops. That's what we look for. That happened 2 days ago. Let's go back to QLD. 2 days ago. This was yesterday, and then today it lifted off. But it was finding support on the rising 21-day, all right? And as I stated earlier, it was acting better, as you can tell. DraftKings has been acting good for a while. And note the trend. And there's a valuable lesson here. Breaks out. One of the first ones to break out on heavy volume, and it held support, and we're still in it, and it's working. Meta, similar situation. Buys back here, and it's hanging in there. Why? It hasn't given us a reason to sell all of it. It's still got support at the rising 21-day. There we go. Here's Microsoft. Lifted off here, okay? And then chopping around, and then finally starts to push through today on a pickup in volume. That's what we look for. That's what we wait for. I'm going to show you a couple of more here. There's NVIDIA, base buy here, and then it just kind of meandered a bit. Small position, starts to pick up a little bit here, okay? We have buys back here and here. But you can see it's acting okay. Not great, but it's acting okay. And we round it out with Google. Google just kind of chopping around. Yesterday it goes up and kind of fades back, okay? A little bit sloppy, but then what happens? And again, I'm going to go back to this. Kind of chopping around, lifts off today, right? QLD, kind of chopping around, lifts off today on a pickup in volume. Do you see this? Google, chopping around, finally lifts off today on a pickup in volume. So what's the moral of the story? The idea of being patient, okay? It's been frustrating, I'll admit it. Team, I want to tell you this. This is for everybody. This is okay action, all right? But this kind of stuff right here on the S&P 500, it goes up, goes down, goes up, goes down, goes up. Chopping around like that, that's not a lot of fun. That's not a lot of fun. So what do we have to do? Find out where the strength is and then wait for it. Wait for it to trigger. One of the most important lessons, and I said this a lot at the IBD meetups, we don't impose our will on the stocks. We let price and volume guide us. Note the spiders. It gapped up, ran up, and it closed below where it opened. Do you see there? There's the open and the close. Here's QLD. Gapped up, fell, and closed above where it opened on a pickup in volume. What does that tell you? Things are getting better. You can see it in the price of the index, especially QLD, NASDAQ 100, and you can see it in the price and volume action in individual stocks, especially, what's the NASDAQ? Growth stocks. What do we look for? We're looking at growth stocks, quality growth stocks, which is also why I love maxlist stocks. I developed this list years ago with a few additions and a few removals. It is where money will go. I mean, folks, this is a maxlist stock. Look at the lift here in a crummy market. There you go. The point is this. Have the discipline, we have, and I hope you do too, and that's why I'm making this video. Have the discipline to wait. Wait for things to start to improve. Don't think that you have to be doing something every day. That's one of the biggest misnomers in the investments community is, well, I'm a professional and yeah, I'm in here and I'm doing stuff every day. No, wait for your pitch. Wait for your pitch in a good market and then swing and swing hard.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.